Hello everyone, this is part 2 of the two-part video series on shaping the understandings for writing a text response essay, and in this part 2 we're focusing on examples from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. What you want to do is change the understanding, alter it, so that it actually makes an assertion about a character. An assertion is the beginning of an argument or a topic sentence in a body paragraph in an essay. So let's have a look at one of the key understandings for our study of Macbeth. A strong will is needed to resist persuasion. How can we shape this? Let's have a look. This becomes the character of Macbeth, who has a weak-willed nature, is not able to resist persuasion by others. So we have, instead of a strong will, we have Macbeth who has a weak-willed nature. So that really shapes just a very broad statement that could be about anyone to a specific observation about Macbeth. And not only that he can't resist persuasion, but that persuasion happens by other people. Let's have a look at another example for this understanding a strong will is needed to resist persuasion. It could also become Macbeth is an easily manipulated character who is often unable to resist temptation. Now this is nice because we have a synonym for persuasion. We have it altered into temptation here. And instead of a strong will, we have Macbeth being described as an easily manipulated character. So there's real sort of shaping going on and quite specific for the character of Macbeth. Here is another example. So we've got the understanding. Truths are not always easily discerned. This becomes the deceptive character Macbeth demonstrates that things are often not what they appear to be, and thus truth is often hidden. So the word truth is the same. That's fine. You can use one or two words that are exactly the same, but everything else is really a comment on the character of Macbeth. This is turned into an adjective to describe him. He's deceptive. And this idea of things not being easily discerned is turned into are not often what they appear to be. Here is another example. This is the first understanding. Ambition and power may corrupt. A very strong, big picture statement, but let's shape it into an assertion about a character. So this becomes vaulting ambition is one of Macbeth's major character flaws, and it is this quality that corrupts him morally and influences him to commit the murder of Duncan. Again, you can see two words that are exactly the same. We have ambition, ambition. We have corrupt and corrupt. But everything else is a real shaping, it's a real alteration of that big picture idea into something much more specific about Macbeth and about his character flaws. How does ambition corrupt him? It corrupts him morally, influences him to commit the murder of Duncan. So it's very specific. The other thing that's really good about this sentence is the use of a single quote from the text. And you can do this even in the topic sentence of a text, of a body paragraph. Fantastic way to show familiarity with the text. Alright, so we know how to shape an understanding, but let's add another layer. Let's try and make more complex statements. Let's try and add some sophistication to what we're doing. You can combine understandings to make much more powerful statements about characters. For example, let's combine the first understanding about ambition and the third understanding about persuasion. This becomes Macbeth's ambition, magnified through Lady Macbeth's persuasion, convinces him to execute regicide. So how does the ambition play itself out? Through her persuasion. Here's another really good example. Again, that first understanding on ambition, but combining it with that second understanding about how people can contain within them both good and evil. So this one becomes, although inherently good, Macbeth's ambition overpowers his conscience, leading to immoral acts. Now look at the structure of this sentence. We have understanding two in the first part of the sentence before the comma and at the end of the sentence. So that's all understanding number two. But if we have a look in the middle, it's all understanding number one about ambition. What does the ambition do? So we've got one understanding sort of bookending the other. Okay, so let's review. You want to shape each understanding so that the sentence makes an assertion, the beginning of an argument about a character. You'll go on to develop this and you'll go on to illustrate it with specific examples later on in your paragraph. But that first sentence, or really any sentence in a body paragraph, must interpret the character. For greater complexity, for increased sophistication in your ideas, you can combine understandings and make really much more powerful statements about the text as a result.